Hi everyone, I am Teresa, and the last chapter I read you was chapter 2 of Amelia and Bedelia Makes a Splash, book 11. So today I'll read chapter 3, which is called Homesick Meets Homesick. When school let out for the summer, Amelia and Bedelia only had 1 week before camp started. The time went by in a blur, shopping for the items she needed on the Camp Echowood's checklist. Soon, it was her last night at home. Amelia and Bedelia's parents helped her pack the head stuff. Her father read the checklist, calling out items one by one and putting a check mark next to it when Amelia and Bedelia located the item and handed it to her mother to pack. This is Amelia and Bedelia crying with someone next to her, and this is her Camp Echowood's checklist of stuff she needs, which says Camp Checklist: bathing suits, bug spray, flashlight, cash for store, backpack, sun hat, sunscreen. Bathing suits, said her father. Check, said Amelia and Bedelia. Bug spray, said her father. Check, said Amelia and Bedelia. Flashlight, said her father. Check, said Amelia and Bedelia. Double checklet, said her father. You've got the list, make 2 check marks, said Amelia and Bedelia. Check that it works, he said. Are the batteries good? You don't want to wind up in the dark. Here, give it to me. He turned it on and turned off the overhead light. He held the flashlight under his chin, pointing it up towards his face. Amelia and Bedelia jumped even though she knew it was her father. Blah, ha, ha, he said, trying to sound scary. Let me tell you the story about the lost camper who... Honey, it's late, said her mother, turning the light back on. This is Amelia and Bedelia's mother and her father, packing with finally watching. And this is bathing suit, bug spray, check marks, more check marks, flashlight, batteries, and it looks like a stone of the camper, and these words say, blah, ha, ha. Amelia and Bedelia needs her sleep. Tomorrow is a big day. The day was hot and humid. Amelia and Bedelia was sad and mad. She was also tired because she hadn't been able to sleep all night. When the driver of the Camp Echowood's bus started the engine, the air conditioning fogged up the windows immediately. Amelia and Bedelia moved her hands back and forth across the glass like a windshield wiper, clearing away the condensation to get a last glimpse of her family. Her parents were standing right below her window with finally in her father's arms. To them, it looked like she was waving goodbye. They began waving back wildly. Her father waved Finally's paw. Amelia and Bedelia saw her mother wipe away tears. Then the bus lurched forward with a loud honk, honk, goodbye. Finally let out a heartbreaking howl that rang in Amelia and Bedelia's ears for miles. Amelia and Bedelia watched the houses, people, and trees rush by. This is Amelia and Bedelia's backpack. This is her getting on the bus to Camp Echowoods. This is her wiping away the fog on the window. And these are 2 words that say, "Ow!" see any of this again, her family or friends or town, for 56 days. Well, 28. She focused on her face reflected in the window. She looked as miserable and lonely as she felt. Amelia and Bedelia was sitting by herself. The other girls all seemed to know one another. They'd probably gone to Camp Echo Woods together forever. They looked friendly, but no one talked to her. They were too busy telling stories, laughing, and looking at photos. They were all wearing the camp uniform, a white shirt, dark blue shorts, and sneakers so new, so blindingly white that Amelia and Bedelia thought they must glow in the dark. She herself was wearing high-top canvas tennis shoes, a green one on her right foot and a red one on her left. As she had climbed aboard the bus, a girl called out, "Love your shoes, red and green. Are you one of Santa's elves?" The girls around her had all laughed. Amelia Bedelia was wearing jeans and her favorite t-shirt. This is Amelia Bedelia, and above her it says 56 days. This is everyone in Amelia Bedelia's town, including her family, waving goodbye. And these are her shoes. That morning, she had said to her mother, "I'm looking normal for as long as I can." Her mother had sighed and put a camp uniform on the very top of her stuff so that she could find it easily when she arrived at Camp Echo Woods. Amelia Bedelia figured that her jeans and t-shirt would come in handy if she decided to run away and go back home. After all, if 2 dogs and a cat could do it, so could she. She'd always been good at incredible journeys. At the very edge of town, a car raced up alongside the bus, honking its horn and flashing its lights until the bus driver pulled over and stopped. Amelia Bedelia's heart soared even though she didn't recognize the car. Her parents had come to their senses and had sent someone to rescue her. But when the bus door opened, she could hear arguing and crying. This was clearly not a rescue operation. Finally, the bus driver closed the door again, and a very tall girl with long blonde hair walked down the aisle. She sat in the first open seat right next to Amelia Bedelia. "Is the seat taken?" asked the girl. Her eyes were red. This is Amelia Bedelia taking a journey with 1 cat and 2 dogs. This is a word that says, "Yippee!" And this is Amelia Bedelia with the word under her saying, "Yippee!" "Yes, now it is," said Amelia Bedelia. "Can I sit here?" asked the girl. "You already are," said Amelia Bedelia. I'm Alice," said the girl, shrugging and holding out her hand. "I'm Amelia Bedelia," said Amelia Bedelia, shaking Alice's hand. Alice was staring at Amelia Bedelia's shoes. Amelia Bedelia braced herself for another elf joke. "Do you sail?" asked Alice. "I can sail," said Amelia Bedelia. "I figured," said Alice. "Your sneakers match the running lights on a boat. Your right foot, the starboard foot, is green, and your left foot is the red for port." Amelia Bedelia laughed. What a relief. Now she felt lucky that no one else had taken the seat next to her. What were the chances of meeting a friend right from the start? And Alice had almost missed the bus. "Are you homesick?" asked Alice, looking intensely at Amelia Bedelia's eyes. Anyone could see that Amelia Bedelia had been crying. This is Alice sitting next to Amelia Bedelia in the bus. And this is a boat with 2 labels saying right side, starboard, green, left side, port, red. Amelia Bedelia was afraid that her voice would break if she tried talking, so she nodded. "Me too," said Alice. "I'm totally sick of home." Amelia Bedelia wasn't sure what to say to that. Have you been to Camp Echo Woods before, she asked. Nope. Have you? Asked Alice. Amelia Bedelia shook her head and reclined her seat. She soon discovered that she didn't have to talk much. Alice kept talking and talking, talking about her parents, talking about her pets, talking about her family, including the weird uncle from Pittsburgh who made $1 million, lost it, and then made it back again. As fascinating as these stories were, Amelia Bedelia was struggling to keep her eyes open. Alice's voice and the chatter of the other girls and the droning of the bus engine blended together into a sound very much like the sound she heard when she held her favorite seashell to her ear. It was very relaxing, and Amelia Bedelia fell asleep. This is Amelia Bedelia looking into Alice's eyes. This is a bunny. This is a cat. This is Alice's rich family with dollar signs next to it. This is a snake. This is Amelia Bedelia's favorite seashell, and this is Amelia Bedelia next to Alice, sleeping because she fell asleep. Okay, bye everyone. Read your chapter 4 next time.